There is no such things as smart or dumb students, but for a very long time we have believed the opposite. But now, advanced science technologies and foundings have proved that our brains are just different, and it's called neurodiversity. It implies that every person has different brain, every person has different brain structure, capacity, and intelligence to understand the world. And so because of that, grouping children by their age is irrelevant in current world. Grouping children by age works like this. We group children as to first grade as 6 years old, and then they move on to second grade 7 or 8 years old, and then they move on again until the end of middle school, which is in ninth grade, around 14 to 15 years old. That's how it has been done for a very long time. But now our understanding with neurodiversity, that the high competency, the high achieving, and the low competency, or the low achieving, the smart and the stupid, is not something that is actually real. Some people just have difficulties on understanding because their brain are built different. Understand one thing, panels. What we are trying to tell you is that there are no such things as smart or dumb students. It is because neurodiversity. Some kids that is being called high achieving and high competence are actually kids with gifted brains, with different brain structures from the others. And some people that is being called dumb or stupid, they just have different brains capacity like dyslexia, ADHD, or autism. And so we believe in this world there are no such thing as that. There is no such thing as smart or stupid students. There are only, different students. And so us as the government team would like to abolish this system that discriminates students from their friends and teachers because they could be called dumb and stupid. We would like to change the system so that students can be taught correctly by their brain capacity and intelligence, by their differences. And so we would like to group children by their intelligence and competency. How will this work? Again, there will be always a test before you get into school that will group you into the right group of brain diversity. Let's just say we have a group of people that have gifted brains, or we have a group of people, a group of children that have ADHD, dyslexia, autism, or other neurodiversity. Our goal is quite clear, panels. We would like to lose the bias of smart and dumb students. We would like that neurodiversity should be acknowledged, and we would like that students will get the correct learning materials and curriculum as suitable for their brains and neurodiversity. That is what we want. Now, coming to the arguments. What problems grouping children by age will create? One is that it creates imbalance in children class. For low capacity children that have lack in their education and understanding materials, let's say people with dyslexia or ADHD, they will get overlooked. People will call them dumb or stupid. People will call them lazy, such as this bias is harmful for them. And the high capacity or high achieving students that we now understand just gifted or have high IQ cannot excel in their class because they are being taught in the same class when everybody's brains are different and teachers has to follow up to each of the students. In that, they cannot focus on different students with the different brains, like the high achievers or the low achievers, that can be taught in the correct and suitable environment and curriculum so that they can excel with their differences, so that they can surpass those difficulties. But when we group them by their competency and intelligence, teachers can follow up to their suited curriculums and materials. Now, if a student with a high achieving, let's just say with the gifted brains, are being taught in the same classroom, these students can now excel because they are being taught that is suited but with their brains and capacity. And students that are lacking, let's say someone with dyslexia or ADHD, can be taught more focuses that on the materials that can help them to excel. For example, people with ADHD can be taught that their difficulties on focuses and energies can be transferred into something that make them excels, and people with dyslexia can be thought correctly because they have difficulties on understanding words in this. So we create a balance in classroom where everybody have the same brain capacity, have the same brain intelligence, and all of them can excel. The second problem is that when we group children by their age, there is a difficulty on teaching them. School and teachers cannot create a curriculum that actually is suitable for their students. The problem with grouping them with their age is that, examples again, we have an A students that get, there is a high competence with gifted brains, high IQ, and because they need to follow with their other friends that is just not the same as them, they have to follow up, these cheeky examples, and they have to follow up this super boring classroom when they already understood that concept. The problem is they will be turned down and cannot actually excel in their capacity and capabilities. And when we have another students, let's just say B students that is in a low competence or have difficulties understanding because of their neurodiversity, again with examples of dyslexia or ADHD, they cannot excel because they get called stupid or dumb, and they cannot with different brains, they cannot follow up with the materials that is being taught by the teachers. But when we try to group them as their neurodivergence, as someone that we have a classroom of gifted kids, they will be thought that gifted kids can understand, concepts, theoretical stuff, and more harder stuff more easily. But understand one thing, panels. Because they are gifted kids doesn't mean they are smarter than others. This is like what we said previously. Gifted kids also have their own problems. For example, they have problems in keeping up with their energy or etc. And when we group person that is lacking in their classroom, let's just say people with dyslexia and ADHD, they will get the perfect learning styles that could help them to actually surpass the boundaries they have because of their neurodiversity. And so students with neurodiversity can be taught under the suitable condition, environment, friends, and teachers in their curriculums. Prediction: if opposition would like to say that there will be an imbalance because we have a classroom of smart people and we have a classroom of stupid people, again, panelists, there is no such things as smart or dumb people. We just only have different students. There is no such thing as high achieving or low achieving. If we thought student by their capacity, and that's so we can help student that is lacking in their classroom so that they can surpass that difficulties and then can excel, then we create an education where everybody is being taught correctly, and so everybody get the best education for them. We're trying to create a world where neurodiversity is acknowledged, where there is no such thing as smart or dumb, and then every student can be taught according to their suited brain capacity, and so that we have to propose. Thank you.